Hello everybody, today I would like to try something brand new, something that we have never tried here before. It would technically be a secret, but I will be analyzing our final match in the Sun Tzu Open 2. From my perspective, of course, this was from my recording, and what I like to do after a match, especially the ones where we have lost, is to watch it and try to understand where we went wrong and the cause of the loss. So here we have Capua. Here we are fighting against the Sons of Zeus. We are deploying in the open, leaving the city. We are pushing towards, we see their javelins pushing towards their forest. Now, we got the first blood and shot their elephants. Now, I do make a pretty big mistake over here. Okay. So, here I take position in that grass. And I believe, yes, we take the flag. We take the flag and I go and contest the enemy javelins. However, we receive an order to retreat. And it looks like our elephants are not following through with it. No, they are. They are, but one of them is falling behind, which makes us take a loss over there. We're trying to take a few shots before we head back. Not sure how good of an idea that is because we're being left in the open, allowing the enemy skirmishers to come in. Here I'm trying to save them, hoping to bring back, and we have abandoned the flag. Here we need better situational awareness. Here I see one mistake of mine which cost me quite a bit. I did not realize that the flag would be able to see me from that grass. So that was something of a situational awareness issue. Other than that, we see that... So here, as you can see, I'm focusing less on commentating and more on finding mistakes, on places that we can improve. As such, so do let me know if you would like to see more of these or less of these. I just want to give them a try, and now we finally see the enemy javelins coming from the north. So we are going there to challenge them. Now, important thing is, I remember in this match that we get cavalry charged. Now, important thing, yeah, I forgot about the cavalry that was in the woods. That was another mistake right there. Now we see, the opponent did something really, really good. They pulled back. They realized they were getting zoned, but more importantly, they were separated. Now they are together. Now our elephants kind of went into a charge. I was suspicious that was the case. I was suspicious that the problem was that we were not playing as a team, and we see the elephants being too far to be supported in this scenario. Now the pikes are pushing towards us. I'm shooting them. Vici is active. Nothing else for me to shoot at. But I see our allies fighting over there. They're kind of separated, which is not very good. Now we see slingers shooting at me. At this point, I remember I was wondering what our slingers were doing, because if they're firing. Okay, so we've got pikes pulling through. Somehow we lost in the south. But I think that's because of the lack of support, because as you've seen over there in that engagement, there was only one unit fighting head to head, and as Caesar, I would not be able to buff them. So that causes a pretty big problem. Okay, here we just exchange some fire over here. I have superior firepower. Well, not anymore because of the damage I took. Let's see, now we're getting some lines open, see, in the back and in the front. We've got a lot of overextensions. See that cavalry over there? They just walked around. And, okay, yep, the elephant came through there. Yeah, because our elephants at this point have already died. Numbers are pretty close. Kinda kiting the elephant right here. Pretty decent kite, even if I say so myself. Which is not the problem. The problem is that we're getting zoned and we got cavalry charge from somewhere I could not even see. That was another problem. I think the where we're picking our engagements is bad. But more importantly, there doesn't seem to be much of a synergy because we had like 3 units trying to block those units from coming in while 1 unit should have sufficed. And we weren't fighting close to me so that I could not provide the buffs while they were. We aren't fighting together, I see, is the gist of the problem. But it's honestly small stuff that are causing the problems, and I think the solution is, even though it might be some confirmation bias, is more Doomstack practices so that small groups will be able to coordinate with one another a little better. They'll learn how to play with one another better. Yeah, this was just us fighting, how should I say, one versus many. Yeah, I think that was the problem. We had a lot of cases where one unit was fighting against many, especially elephants need to get more practice with playing with other people. Because supporting them is very important. Everybody needs to get some practice in supporting them, but elephant also needs to get some practice in that. So that way they can be easier to support rather than charging out desperately and just trying to do as much damage as possible. In pubs it works, in organized battle it doesn't, it's suicide. See some lag over here, this was a live recording after all. I think the lag was due to me alt-tabbing really. Yeah, it's the lack of that group practice. Now, of course, our opponents, I have noticed a few mistakes on their side as well, but that is not the point in watching this one. The point here is to find out our mistakes and fixing them. After all, our attention is a limited resource, and we must distribute it wisely. I really like how those slingers and javelins are always staying together. That's something is important. They're close to melee, like even though they may not be close to the main melee, they are closer to it than I am. So picking those engagements with those buffs in mind is important. I think that could be the winning combination, so to speak. Just see how they're playing like I see these 4 players always together in the entire battle. I feel like they like practice together as well. That's how they coordinate so well. Now on the individual skill, I am not sure. That's not what I paid attention to, and I would need to see more battles. But I feel like they have a much better teamwork than we do, hence was the problem. And the teamworks is, I think in this case, can be fixed with a bit of a Doomstack practice. Regardless, the game is just about done. Yeah, I think those are the lessons to be extracted here. More practice with one another, with elephants, and smaller group tactics. Yeah. So those could be good. Our organized practices are good, but we need something. We need a new ingredient in this case. Well, thanks for joining me. The tournament was great to play, and I'd like to thank Sons of Zeus to really shaking us up, so to speak. It's always great fun to play against them. Well, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.